excited to have you back. Today we're going to be jumping into our planning and writing of our stories. So it's really, really exciting stuff today. Let's get to it. All right. So scholars, we've been talking about planning. We've been talking about planning. And in planning, we have been using our story maps. We've been using our what? Our story maps to help us plan stories. And we've been doing that for the last 4 or 5 days. But now we're going to add on. So I'm super excited. Say woo woo! So today we are going to be focusing on a catchy opening. And to help you remember what a catchy opening is, I have a song. A catchy opening to draw the reader in. Catchy opening to draw the reader in. Sing it with me. Catchy opening to draw the reader in. Your turn. Perfect. A catchy opening draws the reader in. So today we are going to work on a catchy opening, something to draw our readers in. And we're going to build off of our plans that we've already been writing and then come up with a catchy opening for our new writing piece. So we are going to get really deep into writing today, and I'm so excited to do it. So let's get going. Over here, I have a story map for you. So I'm going to zoom it out so you can see my story map. So I started with the pictures, and I'm going to have you guys help me with the words. So, for my setting, I was at Olive Garden, and there were lots of people there. Was at Olive Garden, and you'll notice that my O and my G in Olive and Garden are capital because that is the name of a place. It is a proper noun, and we always capitalize names of places. I was at Olive Garden, and there were lots of people there. So I was at Olive Garden, and there were lots of people there, and I was with my dad. And oops, there's a problem. Ooh, no. We ordered our food, but it took a really long time to come. So we ordered our food, and then we waited for, it seems like hours for the food to come. So how did we attempt to resolve the problem? We said, "Excuse me." We tried to get our waitress's attention. yes, a solution. Finally, our food came. So now I have my story about the time I went to Olive Garden. There were lots of people there, and I was with my dad, and we ordered our pasta, but it took us so long, and we said, "Excuse me, can you come bring us our food?" And finally, after we were patient and waiting, our food came. So, now that we have our story all written out, we can come up with a catchy opening because we want to draw the readers in. We always start with a catchy opening. Let's think about it. Does it make sense to start our writing at the end of the story? No. Does it make sense to start our writing at the middle of our story? No. We want to start at the top. We want to start at the beginning with a catchy opening to draw readers in. So, we always start with our setting. We always start with to describe where we are. So I can make that into a catchy opening. I can say, have you ever been to a restaurant that was so crowded that you could barely find a table? Have you ever been to a restaurant that was so crowded that you could barely find a table? This is a catchy opening. It's a question to get people hooked. Now they really want to read my story. What happened when you went to a restaurant that was so crowded that you could barely find a table? Now it's your turn. I want you to think of a time that you've been to a restaurant, or maybe you went to a family member's house to eat. What was the problem? What happened there? I want you to fill out your story map like you've been doing the past week. But this time, after you're done thinking of your story map, at the very bottom or on the back of your page, you are going to write a catchy opening to draw readers in. So that was a lot I threw at you. Let's try it again. Step 1, you are going to write a story map in which you write about a time that you went to a restaurant or you went to a family member's house to eat. A time you went to a restaurant or a family member's house to eat. You're going to fill out a story map. You're going to use pictures and words. You're going to use... Then, number 2, you're going to write a sentence with a catchy opening to draw readers in. I used a question. Maybe you can use a question to draw readers in. But it's however you want to start your story. So Mrs. Spears was writing about the time she went to Olive Garden. So she wanted to start by making people imagine a restaurant that was so crowded you could barely fit people in. And you kind of see that in my picture, right? I drew lots of people. So maybe you can use your pictures and your words to help you think of a catchy opening. And I want you to write that down. Then number 3, have a parent or a guardian or adult in your household take a picture of your work and then you're going to upload that onto the drive. That's your 3 to-dos. All right, thanks, scholars, and I can't wait to see what you write.